Commander.
We are no regrets.
What's the plan?
GSL.
Don't get in my way now.
Welcome back to the GSTL. Our next map is Antigua Shipyard. Actually, the last song that was playing there during the break was the old Antigua Shipyard intro song. So, see what the plan here, though, is on Antigua Shipyard. So far, Classic taking out 2 Zergs, but not really showing any style.
Yeah, he's definitely going for a few sneaky attacks here, and he does what works. We've seen it already. We were a little bit skeptical when he was chosen by the Prime player because he didn't have any experiences or any appearances in the GSL and GSTL just recently. But he was able to take 2 wins, and this is everything that the Prime team could hope for. It was great. Now he's up against another Zerg. He's up against a Zerg that is definitely stronger than the 2 that we've seen so far for the TSL team. This is Hyun. And if Classic is able to take down Hyun as well, that would be pretty epic for Classic. But I think that now he really has to show if he can play the straight-up game, because one thing is for sure, Hyun is going to scout like a madman.
I think so. There's not going to be any secrets here. I think he may have to actually just start playing straight up. Even if he does play straight up, that's when we're going to find out how good that type of play is. I mean, nobody really knows. He's not shown any normal styles like Stargate play, robotics play, nothing in the first 2 games.
And we are good to go with a Protoss versus Zerg on Antigua Shipyard. Here we go. Hyun up against Classic. Here at the GSTL. Excellent by Kowloon Wolf. Starting to the bottom of the map on Antigua, we have the Zerg player. One of the strongest online Zerg players from Korea that we currently have. Will he be able to transform into offline beast as well? This is
TSL Hyun.
I talked with Soccer at the ISF just yesterday about Hyun, and he was like, this is the one player that you never want to face in an offline tournament. He's playing so many tournaments. This guy just doesn't stop. Every single day there's something where he participates. And he's really just farming these small tournaments, and always, every single time, he's in them playing in the middle of the night in Korea. He's up against a sneaky player though, starting to the top, taking out 2 Zerg players from GSL already. It's the Prime player, the Protoss called
Clashing Prime.
Ooh, look at this 11 pool coming down here for TSL Zerg. Hyun is
trying to give him a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have a Nexus first, so this is going to be a little bit painful.
And you know what we don't have?
A Forge.
The probe.
Yeah, he didn't scout at all, actually.
He didn't send the probe out. What you usually do as a Protoss player, as soon as you put the pylon on the low ground, you're starting to scout. And the thing is that we have the pylon at the big choke. And it's a lot harder to wall there than if you build the pylon a little bit to the back and try to wall with your ramp and the Nexus. So if Zerglings are running straight towards the Prime player's base, then he might find himself actually in a little bit of an awkward spot.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have some links in his base. There's no question about that. In fact, he needs to start that Forge right now. And he does. But he's not going to have a wall.
Yeah, that's so true. He won't have a wall, and at this point he doesn't really assume that there is going to be an early pool.
On this map, it's really hard to wall. I think that's maybe the reason why Hyun has chosen this strategy, because on a map like this, it's sort of to finish that wall. He can't just add an extra pylon, then cancel it and be like, ah, okay, it's fine. No, it's not going to be like that. And right now he sees it, and he's got to be freaking out. He's probably going to have to make even 1 more pylon
This is not going to be easy, not at all. Those Zerglings, they will do damage. The question is how much. At the same time, of course, for the Prime player, the probe is now positioned at the bottom right at the natural. He wants to make sure that the natural is going to, or that an expansion is really hard for Hyun to take. But here we go, and he has to pull all his probes if he wants to try to block here, but he will lose so many 6 Zerglings, and he's building another 6 as he scouted exactly what's going on. Here comes the probe pull. He's doing it a little bit Night End style. But Hyun is engaging immediately, and now he's in a good spot here, just buying some time, taking down the first probe, the second, doing a really good spot, a really good job here. Getting into the base now as well, dodging with the links. 4 are still available. 4, 5, 4.
Yeah, and he's losing so much mining time here. It's actually incredible.
3 are still alive. He just runs the main base. They're severely damaged though. And this defense for our Prime Protoss was not as bad as I thought. But the problem is that he just has only 1 cannon, and more Zerglings are being built for Hyun, who takes down another probe.
Almost. Wow, really nicely microed there. I have to say the micro on the probes at the wall was not so good, but here it's looking insanely good.
We have a nice worker count for the Prime player with 18 to 13. Hyun with the expansion and the extra queen is now getting more Zerglings. And the problem is there is no wall. He's just running in there. And there's only 1 cannon. 2 Zerglings will die, but that's it. And suddenly we have a lot of Zerglings. And to defend against this is going to be so much more difficult for Classic. He might have just die here.
He very well may. He's thrown up behind this as well, so he's up to 16.
Yep.
He's going to lose another probe. Worker count dropping rapidly now, all the way down to 13.
Yeah, more Zerglings running in. And I guess this should be game, if not for some miracle defense right now. Classic is going to lose this. So much mining time has been killed.
And you're right, we're not just going to see him die to these lings, but he's just so behind that it's going to be virtually impossible to recover. Hyun is making only drones right now.
Hyun is droning up like crazy, and the only thing that Classic is building are Zealots because he needs them. But the Harvester count is now 22 to 8. 16 workers have been killed. The Ambush is ruthless here, and Classic, he didn't scout, he didn't send his probe out. Hyun never expected to do this much damage. He wanted to pressure his opponent, he wanted to pull on a lot of aggression, but he never assumed that there was nothing. He droned up after the initial 6 Zerglings, and then when he suddenly realized what was going on with his Overlord and saw the positioning, he produced more and more links and just went for it.
5 drones on the way right now for Hyun, who is going to face 2 Zealots. With Queens alone, though, with really good micro, he'll be able to buy enough time to get those lings out. And he actually still has enough larvae to start producing a few lings as soon as he sees this.
As we said earlier, the Zerglings will not end the game immediately, but practically there is not a lot that Classic can do right now. He is so far behind in the worker count. We have Hyun even getting another base, 37 to 16. That's the worker count. The Overlord is still in position. We don't even having the cybernetic score.
Nope. 2 probes at a time being made, but it's going to be impossible to catch up. Only a few drones going down here. Zealots are cleaned up. Now he's got no army, no core, no gas even taken.
Lair tech coming up for Hyun already. There's no cybernetics core for the Protoss player. There are no warp-ins. He just has to rebuild his worker count, and this will take so much time. Hyun, right now, can basically do whatever he wants. He can go for a Nexus, he can go for Mutalisks, and not for a Nexus, Nidus network in the main base, he can go for the Mutalisks. He can play whatever.
Yeah. The lings are still alive. It's actually kind of hard to believe.
They scout everything. He can scout everything at this point. He knows about the pylon placements for Classic. That's why he knows exactly that there is no cybernetic score. Now it's building. And of course Hyun knows it. And look at the economy for Hyun. It's incredible. The guy's at 40 harvesters against 27. He has 3 bases. The lair tech is done. He's getting additional gas.
Basically, this ling has speed now. And Hyun is making a roach where he's going to walk across the map and kill him. He's like, are you going to GG or do I have to spell it out for you, man? This game is over.
He's trying to build a mana hatch. He's going for the mana hatch.
I don't think that drone's going to get in there, though. I think he just wants us to see the shadow.
I actually think that he will use the Zerglings to draw the fire of the cannon, and then he mineral walks into the base and builds the hatch.
Maybe.
Wait for it.
He is blocked out here.
There's the Zerglings.
I don't think he can get in there. He just makes it here instead. Oh, Hyun, he can't even see that.
You know, that's revenge for what Classic did in the first game against Revival.
I think absolutely right. I would not doubt that for a second. Well, this game is definitely over. We're gonna watch Probst kill Wings for a second, but with this hatchery that he's got at the front, he can actually reinforce Roaches faster if he wants to. No fooling.
He can build spine crawlers and crawler rush his way into his opponent's base.
He could do anything. He
At
can
this
spread
point,
creep with his overlords, and I think he might. He's got actually a bunch of overseers. Just making sure he's like not making 2 more overseers. Is he gonna do like some sort of changeling?
he had actually a small timing window where he could have gone for mass drones.
He could have actually, yeah.
Actually, no, joking. There was one zealot and a cannon.
He definitely could have done that.
With the economy that he has.
What
Let's not overdo it here. Right now, the question is...
GG.
Yeah, there it is.
He was just gonna show him as many overseers as it took to scare him. He knows Classic has a fear of eyeballs.
He builds the hatch right in front of him. He shows him overseas. Shows him, hey, listen up. I'm dumping all this money in whatever I can because how are you coming back into this game? What do you think you're doing here? So Classic is out. But even though he lost this game, he did what was expected and he did so much more. He took down 2 TSL players. He really rewarded the faith of the Prime coach. Yes, Hyun won. He was able to tie the score, but still, Classic did what he was supposed to do. He took down not only 1 player, he took down 2. He can be proud of his performance today.
He really can, and you know, the last game was such a frustrating situation, but when you take risks, you don't scout, sometimes you draw the wrong cards and you just lose. There wasn't much else he could have done given the situation he put himself in once the Zerglings arrived. Even pulling his probes down, he could have microed his probes a little bit better at the choke, but it wasn't going to matter. He was gonna have to go back.
The problem that you have at this choke point is that it's too wide. Too many Zerglings can attack, so if you try to defend with the probes, you're going to lose too many of them. The cannon was just not ready, and the Zerglings were able to run in. The only player that I've constantly seen defending against this in televised matches is actually Naiden. Naiden always does this. When he knows his opponent is building a 6 pool or a 7 pool, he will not go for the pylon in the main base and the cannon and sacrifice just the forge at the bottom. He will always pull all of his probes and will defend until the cannons are up, and most of the time he doesn't even lose a single probe because of how he positions the buildings. But with the defense at the broad choke at the front, he had no chance of doing this. So Classic definitely losing because he did not scout, he had no information, dropped the Nexus first, and then things just got worse.
Things got out of hand. Really, I mean, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to respond after that. He stayed in the game even though he knew it was a lost cause. Definitely some frustration showing through there, and I'm actually kind of a little disappointed we didn't get to see what his strategy was going to be, because I think he's got a lot of potential, but we may never know if he doesn't come out again.
I think he will in the future GSTL matches for Prime, but now of course we are kind of expecting a Terran player. Every single TSL player said or told me earlier that they think they are going to face today 3 Terrans and 1 Protoss in addition to the starting player, but
Creator!
Yeah, we have Creator, the Protoss that we expected.
It's Protoss Friday, man.
Yeah, I guess so. This guy is so good.
Holt thinks it's really funny.
Creator is a monster. He showed it at the WCS. In the past, he was sometimes a bit nervous in the booth, but it certainly looks like he's been able to shake that off.
In the booth, putting on the headset. He's doing the slightly curly hair thing. He's doing the, I have short hair, it's kind of wavy, curly, and my name is Creator thing. Only Creator can do that. Unless there's another person who has this type of hair and has the name Creator as well. He could also do it that way. But look at that win rate, 1.57. That is insane. That's actually, to have 1.0 is pretty good, but to be able to have 1.5, that is something else entirely. Creator, a lot of wins coming through for his team many times in the past.
You know, this match is going to be so great. I'm so looking forward to it.
This is why Team League is awesome. We get to have matches like this.
It's a good choice as well. The thing is that Hyun eats Terrans alive. And now he's up against
I didn't know that.
He does.
Oh, wow. I'm going to switch back to Protoss. This guy, I don't want to be eaten by him. He actually does sneak up on me quite a bit. Now I know why.
The last matches against Terran players, he didn't drop a single map in most of the tournaments that I've found. And if he struggles at all, if you want to call it struggling, he has a little bit of a harder time against Protoss right now. I think this is mostly due to his style that he likes to use, especially on maps like, for example, Antigua. We have him always, not always, but very often he goes for this roach drop. And once you get accustomed to Jan's style a little bit in these matchups, you can defend a bit better and make sure that you just count him out. But against Terran, he seems to be like Beast. That's the matchup where he really shines in the last few weeks. But currently we have him up against a Protoss player. With the Terrans, for example, also we've seen him in the IPL Fight Club, where he actually defeated Alive with a 5-0. He defeated Gumio. So that's why you don't want to send a Terran player out right now. And Creator is just a great choice. He's such a strong opponent, and this match is going to be awesome.
The map is Ohana as well. So even though Creator usually plays for the late game, there are a lot of different strategies you can do on Ohana from 2 bases. The Immortal push is pretty much good on every map these days. People have figured out how to do it well, but I think that is probably going to be a strategy here, but you can also take a fast third and hold it, similar to Entomb Valley. It's not as good as Entomb Valley for that, but you can do a similar style.
I actually think that the reason why Creator picked Ohana is because he wants to get rid of his Ohana phobia that he developed when he was up against Curious.
Yeah.
That game is going to haunt him until the end of his days. That was quite amazing. Curious with a great performance, and Creator seemed a little bit helpless, but now he's up against Jan on Ohana once again. Who's going to win this map and who will bring his team in the lead? This is the GSTL Prime up against TSL, brought to you by Paul and Wolf.